Welcome to Noca. In this video, we're going to be showing you how you can use your Noca app builder to configure a login with your project. So the first thing we're going to do in our multi-page project is we're going to go ahead and come over to our first page and click on Events. That will give us all the different event possibilities for what we have on our page, such as onload, unload, and on-click, continue, email page. So to go ahead and get our login configured, what we want to do is create a flow for our on-click continue. And what we do to do that is we click the plus sign, and that will bring us to our Noca flow builder. As you can see, the flow builder already puts one node in there, and that node is an API node, which is looking up to that application that we just created, vendor onboarding application, and to the page, which was email page, our first page in that project. So what we now want to do is go ahead and create another node that's going to read the information from that field that we are using as our email field. So how we do that is we choose our system of record. For this, it will be Salesforce. We're going to look up to an object of our choice to read that. For my instance, I'm going to use contact. So I'll type in contact as my record. We'll insert the node. And now we want to set a condition. And in this instance, our condition is going to be that the email on the contact object equals the email inside of our app. So I have here app fields, email page, and we have inputs, business email. That will now match the email one to another. And now the next thing we need to do is send that parameter back to our project. So we're going to do another node called API response. And in this one, what we want to do is go ahead and choose our type of response will be a JSON. And we're going to bring in a key. And the key here will be our contact ID so that we can go ahead and now work with that parameter in the rest of our project. Here it is. The next thing we need to do is click Go Live. That will allow us to have this flow live in action to be used within our project. Now that our flow is live, we want to head over back to our project, save this new flow against our project, and then continue to configure. Now that our changes have been applied, what we want to do is head over to our settings, to security, and we want to now make sure that we have the rest of the security settings here taken care of. So here lists all of our pages, and what we want to do is have the first page be a public page, that's our login page, and then the rest should be private. And we need to now determine the authentication method. So LWC is when it's actually sitting inside Salesforce, but custom login page is when we create the login page ourselves like we're doing right now. We're going to type in email page, component is the email page, and the login flow is the one we just created, which is live. And the email field will be that email field that we have there, which is called business email. We can then decide whether or not we want an OTP, a one-time password. If we do, we can set that email up right here. For now, we will leave that off. And the first page after login, this is our redirect that will be built in after the customer successfully logs in. So we'll have them go to the second page, which is the company page. And we'll click Save. Now that this is saved, let's go ahead and preview it and see if it works. So I'm going to put in my email, ben@nocaai.com. I click Continue. And there it is. It's now let us in there. And then the next thing we're going to do here is create the onload action for this page. Check out our next video and our next blog.